Alrighty, we are on to episode 1 of Hounds of Sisyphus. Just kind of a review before season 2 begins. So, just going to be scrolling through the episode and kind of making notes while I'm looking at it. The first part is like looking at their initial interactions, Guan and Jinwoo. And we can see that Jinwoo is definitely in a bad shape. Now, is this because he's got blood loss? Is this because he had head trauma? We don't really know. Now, something that I think is interesting about this, though, is he kind of bounces back pretty well. Like, how are you, like, so incapacitated right here? And then just a little bit of water is enough to make you okay again, where you can walk and talk on your own in just the next couple episodes. Like, I feel like you'd be down for a little while. Now, we do see that later. He ends up being down for like 48 hours or something like that. But I don't know that adrenaline would be enough to get you from where Jinwoo is right now to the town and be able to walk and talk normally. So this kind of leads again to, like, is there some type of supernatural element going on here that helps him, or what? Because he's definitely in bad shape at this point. So Guan is going to be looking around his house to try and see, is he worth saving, right? Now, we know that this is actually Jinwoo's house because it has the diploma that actually helps him out. But what else we can see is the little hint of the water bottle by the dead body. Now, there's no hint of who the dead body is. You can see that they're all like blacked out, but we do see that water bottle. So it's kind of a callback to the end of season 1. So maybe there is some truth to that, but we'll have to find out. So he's going around and he's trying to see, is Jinwoo worth saving? And he can't think of anything. He can't remember anything. So he can't really like help himself out. But he does show the picture. And we see Jinwoo more of his child, his mom, and presumably his dad. Now, the dad on the picture, there's a big crack over his face. So again, not showing us what he looks like. But a lot of times when you see imagery where someone's face is being destroyed in some way, or like there's a crack over it, it's normally showing like a negative aspect of them. So this was kind of my first hint that maybe the dad was not a very good person. We hear more about Jinwoo's mom later on, but seeing her in a wheelchair there kind of, has a certain vibe to it. Like, she's not well for some reason, and we later learn that that might have been more because of the dad than her actual illness. Now, something else I think is kind of interesting is how Guan is like really trying to save Jinwoo's life. Like, I'm not entirely sure the reasoning why he's working extra hard. Maybe he just thinks Jinwoo's cute, but why did he go for attacking someone else first? Is it kind of his feeling that like he's defending someone and Jinwoo is someone that needs saved, so that's why he chose to do that? Again, there's like a lot of unknowns for this, but that kind of seems his vibe. All right, I came to the part where Guan is reading the certificate and showing that Jinwoo graduated as a teacher. So this is kind of funny because we see, the first evidence that Guan, kind of struggles with literacy. So that kind of little preview of what he is capable of doing. But then he decides, this is it. I needed a teacher. So he ends up deciding to keep Teach because he is in need of a teacher for the kids. So he kind of picks him up like a sack of potatoes and decides to carry him off to the town. Now, more on a depressing note, after Jinwoo is taken to the car, he says the line, it's become a place where no community, no organization can save its people from dying. At times, death feels like the better option given how things are now. We actually see this popping up multiple times in this story where people are having those more suicidal ideations where maybe it would be better to not be going through this at all. I wonder how that idea, has affected the other characters and their actions. If you can remember back to what Doc went through, it's kind of the same idea. Like, is this worth it, or just trying to get out of the experiences that they're all going through right now? So it's a little depressing on this side. But Jinwoo, ever the optimist, he immediately turns it around and talks about how life finds a way. And this is when he's starting to feel that Gwan is more like the son and more of the savior compared to the other people that he's met and, gotten to experience during this entire end of the world scenario. Now, another thing I notice is how long it seems to take them to get to the town. So the sun is pretty high up in the sky. He's having to, shield his eyes from it. And by the time they get to the town, it's already dark out. So the town is actually a pretty good distance away. So it's interesting that they're like spreading out farther and farther to check for supplies. So I think that might be noteworthy. And that actually takes us to the end of the episode. Now, the only other thing that I would want to mention is when we look at Gwan, we get a pretty good image of what he looks like. So we have the tattoos, we have the blackout arms, and then we have the rings. All of those things were present in the initial picture of him when he rose out of the rubble. So it's interesting that he kept all of those things the same. And I kind of wonder if he's doing that out of habit or if it is like genuinely his style. Like, does he remember having that style? Because he doesn't remember anything from his past. So he likes that look. He feels comfortable with those rings on. And what was the reason behind it? I'm very curious about those things. All right, I'll do episode 2 in a little bit. Thanks.